Just a few months ago, Sam, Michigan was playing for the national championship. Charles Matthews was a huge player for that team, defensive stopper, and then he made the choice to go test the waters of the NBA, didn't sign with an agent. The news came out today. He's coming back to Michigan. Now, well, let's ask it. What does that mean for the Wolverines coming up next year in the Big Ten race?
It's huge. So now you have your bona fide, your legitimate go-to guy. That is going to be his role coming into next season. There's no disputing that. He showed you as the season went on that his playmaking ability on his way to the rim. It was one thing that teams kind of picked up on early in the season. He was able to get to his right pretty much at will. Then the scouting report got out. Teams start playing him to that side, and then they started helping with abandon because they knew if he drove to the rim, he wasn't going to pass the basketball. As the season went on, you start to see him diversify a little bit. He started to go to his left hand a little. He started to go to the rim with his head up more and make a few plays for others. As he develops that left hand more, and this is why you come back to school if you're Charles Matthews, get that left hand together, get that jump shot tighter. That's what happens when you work with B-line some more, and then add that to what you already bring to the table naturally. He's an outstanding defender, and he brings explosiveness on the wing. And he's a leader. I mean, you saw the mentality, the dog that he brought to the team along with Xavier Simpson. That is huge. So as far as the Big Ten race is concerned, I felt like, even if everyone came back,
right,
even if everyone came back across the league, Michigan would be one of the teams that was in the thick for the Big Ten championship. But now we get news that Kevin Huerter from Maryland is going pro. I mean, Bruno Fernando's coming back. We thought Kevin Huerter was probably going to come back too. They were a team that a lot of pundits were looking at as maybe the favorites to win the Big Ten next year with those guys coming back. But with Huerter going, now you kind of downgrade Maryland a bit. Now, that doesn't mean that's a cakewalk for Michigan. Nick Ward is coming back from Michigan State. That's huge for them. I think he has to be the offensive focal point. Things have to run through him if you're going to get other guys shots like Cassius Winston. I mean, you're going to need to bring some attention away from him to free him up. Ethan Happ going back to Wisconsin is huge. Absolutely huge. You saw them become a better team as the season went on. Brad Davison became a real dog in the backcourt. So that combination, I think, is going to make Wisconsin a legitimate threat. I think Juwan Morgan from Indiana might be the Big Ten Player of the Year. I mean, Michigan still haven't defended Juwan Morgan. I mean, he is a load in the post. And my dark horse in the league is Iowa. I mean, people might laugh
right
at that. They played Michigan tough. They played Michigan tough in the tournament, but Isaiah Moss withdrew his name from the draft. Tyler Cook withdrew his name from the draft. That's a team that has a lot of offensive firepower. Question is, will they guard? They couldn't guard a soul last year. They couldn't guard you, Newkirk.
I'm pretty good, Sam.
I know you're pretty good, but I'm just saying they couldn't check anyone last year. If they can check a little better, if they can guard a little better, that's a team that can sneak up on people. But right now, I'm looking at Michigan and Michigan State, Wisconsin. We'll see what Indiana kind of has around Juwan Morgan. But Michigan State, and Wisconsin are teams that kind of stick out. But Charles Matthews coming back is absolutely huge. The Big Ten isn't going to be quite as top heavy as they were last year with
right
teams that have the potential to go as deep as we saw teams go. But I think as far as in the league, who's going to rise up, I really think Michigan is one of those teams. I'm not poo-pooing Purdue. They did get Carson Edwards back. Joe Eastern, I don't know why his name was in there, but he's back. They have some weapons. I just don't think they have enough to match up with these other teams that I just mentioned. So I think Michigan's one of the favorites in the Big Ten.
Who, along with Matthews, is going to have to step up for them to take that regular season championship?
Well, the big question for Michigan is, where does the perimeter shooting come from? I mean, you lose a ton of perimeter shooting. So Xavier Simpson, his jump shot has to improve. You're certainly going to have to see a guy like John Teske, who, I think they're going to be more committed to getting him some touches in the post. But I saw John Teske in high school hitting some threes. He at least needs to be a consistent pick and pop guy at 18 feet. But I'm really looking at Jordan Poole. JP is the other guy. Isaiah Livers is going to have to bounce back to pre-ankle injury form, because after the ankle injury last year, he was kind of a different guy. So he has to become a threat again. But the main guy, the wingman, the goose to the maverick, if you will, for Charles Matthews, has got to be Jordan Poole. He's a guy that surprised me with his ability to put it on the floor and get to the rim. We knew he could shoot it. but he has to take it to another level next year. If he can do that, I think that just pushes Michigan further out there as one of the favorites in the Big Ten Conference next year.
All right, that'll wrap it up for all our coverage today on Michigan basketball.